the recording, and of course this is a recorded session. I'm going to put a recording of this session on Moodle, so whoever misses it can see what we have done in this session in the recording. What I'm going to do is I am going to share screen with you. Okay. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. I have one more student with me. His name is Afaq Umar. All right. Now tell me, did you see my recorded lecture that I uploaded on Moodle last week?
No, ma'am, I haven't yet.
Okay, you should have, because what I'm going to discuss next, like it is a continuation of propaganda model. I discussed propaganda model in my previous lecture that I uploaded on Moodle, and I was expecting students that they come to the class after seeing the recording. But anyways, now I'm going to continue it, and after I finish the lecture, you can see the rest. I mean, later it's available on Moodle. Okay. One thing, students, I must say that in this online teaching, it is very important for you to keep yourselves organized. I have one more student in the waiting room. Let me allow her. Okay, this is Laiba Kesser. Let her join, please. Hello, Laiba. Can you hear me loud and clear?
पापा लाइट ही ऑफ कर दे, लाइट ऑफ कर दे।
Hello,
मेरी
Laiba.
शक्ल बहुत
Good
चुड़िया है,
morning.
मुझे कैमरा ऑन कर।
Good morning, ma'am.
Hello, Laiba. Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you please turn on your camera?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Laiba, I have started the discussion. I have started my discussion on propaganda model. I already discussed it in my recording that I uploaded last week. And this right here is the continuation of that model. Okay? Zamreen is here with us, and so is Laiba Hussain. I am sure, ladies, you too have watched my lecture that I uploaded last week on Moodle. It was related to propaganda model, and what I'm going to discuss today is a continuation of that lecture. Let me tell you very briefly what is propaganda model. Propaganda model actually tells us that the information that gets to us, it passes through filters. So what the information on media that we receive, it comes through 5 filters. Herman and Chomsky, their names are Edward S. Herman. This is my first slide. So I have already discussed the details of all of this in my previous lecture. If you have missed it, it's your job to please go there and see. So it tells us basically that information that gets to us, it passes through certain filters. Edward S. Herman, they are there. Here you can see their names. His full name is Edward S. Herman and Noam Chomsky. In my slides, I have mentioned only their surnames, their last names. They wrote a book. Its title was Manufacturing Consent, The Political Economy of Mass Media. The book came out in 1988. In this book, they have proposed propaganda model, which says that information that gets to us actually passes through 5 filters. It passes through 5 filters, and the first filter was the filter of ownership. Let me see if I have any other in the waiting room. I don't. Okay, ownership means that there are owners who own media, media channels, media corporations, media organizations, and many times they have their commercial interests, they have their profit interests, and whenever they are disseminating a piece of information, they put their commercial interests at the forefront, and for that reason, whatever information goes against their commercial interests, they may tend to control that information, and they may tend to curtail that information. This is what it means. Second filter that I discussed was advertising. It means that information that gets to us through media, sometimes advertisers can also intervene and affect that information. So you see, newspapers and media channels, they get their, a major chunk of their revenue comes from advertisers. Like they generate their revenue, they generate their income from advertisers. So whatever advertisers say, sometimes they have to go by that. So advertisers is another great filter that can affect the flow of information. Then, sorry, third filter that I discussed was sourcing. Sourcing means that source from where information is coming. A lot of information, internet, especially in American media, comes from White House. It comes from Pentagon. It comes from Congress. So, and reporters, they have their links in Pentagon and White House. They have their connections, relationships. Sometimes those relationships, those connections may force reporters, may force journalists to hide any information, to control any information, or to do some sort of propaganda. So again, in case of Pakistan, examples are parliament, examples are provincial parliament, federal parliament, judiciary, and also ISPR, which is the information wing of Pakistan Army. So you see, whatever information journalists, they may have their connections in these institutions, they may have their relationships, and sometimes those relationships can coerce journalists, they can force journalists, they can offer them bribe or anything to spread any information or to hide any piece of information. So that is how this third filter of sourcing controls the flow of information. Now I will stop here because okay, until this part I already delivered a lecture. I recorded it last week and I uploaded on Moodle, but this was a quick revision of what I taught you last week. This was a quick revision. I'll stop here to take your questions. If you have any questions, I'll stop here. Like I said, there are 5 filters in total. These 3 filters I discussed in my previous lecture. Today, I'm going to continue with 2 more filters. I will stop here to take your questions. If you have any questions, please ask me now.
Ma'am, I have a question.
Sure, go ahead.
Ma'am, if media is
Can you speak
obliged,
louder? Your voice is not clear.
if media is obliged to obey such orders from higher authorities, then where is the speech of right of speech? Like they must have their right of speech. They can do whatever they want. They can show us whatever they want to. Then
Yes.
why are they being obliged by them?
This is a very good question, Laiba. And did you see my recording of this lecture? Okay, very good. I think I have already answered it there, but I'm very happy to go over it one more time. You see, yes, freedom of speech is there. It exists in constitution. Even it is in Pakistan's constitution as well. I think it's Article 19A. I'm not sure though, that says that every citizen in Pakistan's country has the right to have freedom of speech. They have the right to say whatever they want. See, but these are things that are happening, that are there. I mean, they are not very clear. We do, I mean, that's what Herman and Chomsky said in the beginning of their model. They said that such things you can easily observe in countries where there is political instability, where there is not democracy, you see, where there is
Yes.
dictatorship, authoritarianism. But such things are hard to observe and see in developed countries like United States. It is a developed country. Apparently there is freedom of speech. Media is free. Media, they say, well, yes, media enjoys freedom, but these are filters that exist behind the curtains. Like these are systematic filters that are there. They are not observable. Apparently they would say there is no censorship. We are not censoring any content coming from media. There is no censorship on movies. There is no censorship on news. But you see, that is a kind of an indirect process which is happening. It exists there. It is hard to observe. But Herman and Chomsky, by proposing their propaganda model, they are showing us, see, this is what is happening. Apparently, they keep saying, they proclaim, yes, media is free to do whatever they want. They do not have any kind of restriction. They do not have any kind of limitation. Apparently, they give this kind of impression. But underhand, I mean, things are different. Things are different. They, I mean, if you observe them minutely, like Herman and Chomsky have in this propaganda model, they show you that, see, there are these filters that are not noticeable, but see, they exist. And that is how information is being controlled systematically. That is how sometimes information that gets to us may have a propaganda, may have sometimes maybe Pentagon wants some sort of information to be publicized. See, they may force or they may convince journalists, okay, give this information that Russia is the biggest threat on earth, or communism is the biggest threat on earth. See, they may convince, we will talk about that also in the coming filter, but see, they may convince journalists to talk about that a lot. Okay? So that is how filters are controlling the flow of information. See, yes, they would say, yeah, we have freedom, it's there in constitution, we respect that. But again, these are the things that are happening in the system, within the system, which we need to observe and which we need to see. Does that answer your question, Laiba?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, good. Just give me a moment, please. All right. Let's move on to the fourth filter. I'll finish this, and then I also plan to show you a brief, a small, very good video that I found on YouTube, which is related to this model. Acha, all of you are understanding this well. I wanted to make sure. Okay, good, good. Now this is fourth filter. Let me maximize screen. Fourth filter, the word is FLAC. It's pronounced as FLAC, F-L-A-K. Let me tell you what FLAC is. Let me first tell you its dictionary meaning, and then I will explain it to you. And then I will also give you examples so that it makes more sense for you. FLAC, the dictionary meaning of this word is strong criticism. If you strongly criticize anything, that would be called FLAC. Okay? FLAC, meaning of FLAC, I have written this, and this is dictionary meaning. Its meaning is strong criticism. However, what is FLAC? FLAC refers to negative responses to a media statement or program. Let me explain this now. So let's say if I say something if I say something in class about which I already have this expectation that it will not be very well received, or students will negatively criticize my decision. Let's say if I say, well, we have 3 weeks left for this semester, and for these 3 weeks, I am going to give you 4 more exams. See, this is something not mentioned in syllabus. I'm just assuming a situation. This is something not planned in course outline. This is something I'm dropping on you out of nowhere, just to give you tough time or that kind of thing. So I say, well, there are 4 more exams in the rest of the 3 weeks for the semester. Now this is something for which I may receive strong criticism, right? You may oppose the idea, well, ma'am, we are already burdened with a lot of assignments. This is almost end of the semester, and you are asking us to take 4 more exams. This is almost not doable, and blah, blah, whatever you say. See, this is strong criticism. This is FLAC. And I may have a negative response on that. It is quite likely, it is quite possible that almost all of you say that, well, ma'am, it is totally difficult. We request you to please revise your decision, and we request you to please just give us one final exam, and that's it. And let us get done with the semester. Now, that is a negative response that I'm already expecting. even if I want to give you 4 more exams, I will think, well, will this decision be well received? What will be people's overall response towards my decision? That will be a deterring factor. What is the meaning of deterring factor? When I say deterring, discouraging. It will discourage me to take such a decision. It will discourage me to announce such a decision. Okay? Does this make sense or no? Laiba, especially Laiba Kaisar. Does
Yes,
this make
ma'am.
Laiba Hussain, Laiba Kaisar? Does this make sense? Okay, it will make more sense once I explain it further. So now this is a kind of decision about which you may say that, well, ma'am, we do not like it. So please, I mean, this is a kind of decision about which I may face criticism. Now, if media conceives that this thing will result in criticism or negative feedback, that will be a discouraging factor for them, and they will stay away from publicizing that information. So this is how FLAC works. Now let me give you an example and then I will take your question. Example is issues related to child abuse. There was a drama serial. I haven't seen that drama serial, but I have read a lot about it in newspapers. Its name was Udari, where they showed child abuse. Can anyone tell me? I
Yes, ma'am.
think
Udani.
yes, Hum TV started broadcasting that drama, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Bushra Ansari also was one of the lead roles in. Okay, when they started broadcasting that drama serial, they received negative feedback because society is not ready to talk about such issues openly. Okay, now that negative criticism, if I'm not mistaken, I heard that drama was banned by PEMRA. It maybe they banned it, and then they again allowed them to go ahead, and they gave them a go ahead to broadcast it. See, that is negative response. Now after that, I mean, after what happened to the team and producer and director of Udari, how many how many producers you see or you feel were motivated or encouraged to make more dramas related to that issue? I mean, if even I want to make a drama serial related to the issue of child abuse, after seeing negative sort of response related to that drama serial, maybe I would be discouraged. Okay, what is in it for me? Let's make dramas related to, you see, love triangle or family issues, the issues of in-laws that women face, those kind of ordinary issues. Make a drama serial related to these issues, get it hit and get done, make money and get done with it, right? So that is an example of FLAC. Similarly, another example was coming in my mind. So yeah, I mean, that is they always consider how this piece of information will be received. Will people have negative criticism related to that? Will people have strong negative feedback related to that? So that works as a discouraging factor, and that negative feedback can come to media in any form. It can come in form of emails. It can come in the form of um it can come in the form of petitions, lawsuits, or if anyone can file a case in the court. Like, it can come in any form. The negative, and same is happening with the serial Chudails. You may have heard about it. There is a serial going on, Chudails. It was made by some producers in Karachi, and the drama is receiving negative criticism because it discusses issues related to feminism in a really bold way. Now if there is a lot of negative criticism in public related to such content, of course future media persons, journalists, producers, directors will be discouraged to make more of content related to that. So this is how the fourth filter works. Now I'll stop here to take your questions related to FLAC. I gave you two examples. I gave you example of drama serial Udari, and I gave you the example of series Chudels. I will stop here to take your questions. Please ask me questions if you have any. Bilal, Laiba, both Laibas, Laiba Hussain, Afaq Umar, Zamreen. Is this clear, bete? How FLAC
Yes,
Yeah,
works?
ma'am.
ठीक है. अब देखें, let me read the last bullet. It says if FLAC is produced on a large scale by individuals or by resources with substantial resources, it can be both uncomfortable and costly to media. Of course, media, it puts media in a situation of discomfort, and it also sometimes, if there are cases in the court and that kind of thing, that becomes costly. They have to go there, defend their position and everything. Similarly, it is sometimes difficult in Pakistan to strongly criticize establishment. By establishment, we mean Pakistan Army. Okay? So media persons know that if we engage in such kind of activity, there will be strong criticism that we will have to face, and that is kind of discourages them sometimes for disseminating information, even if it is correct or based on truth. Okay? Let me move to my last slide, and this is the last filter that we are going to discuss within propaganda model, and with this we end propaganda model today. Let me see if I have any student in the waiting room. I do not. Okay. Last filter is known as anti-communism. Although it is written as anti-communism, let me tell you, it is here Herman and Chomsky are talking about an ideology. Let me write it in the chat box. Okay, so I have written it here, anti-communism as an ideology. The purpose, why they term it, why they have named it as anti-communism, because Herman and Chomsky here wanted to propose that sometimes there is an ideology that works like a filter for media persons, and that ideology was anti-communism. We know that the USA fought a communist war, or an the US was on a cold war against communism, and war in Afghanistan was a part of that cold war, and that cold war ultimately ended in 1990s after the dismemberment of Soviet Union, and after what happened in Afghanistan. So I mean, there was this ideology that Russians are coming. This is they kind of generate this fear among public that, okay, this is a common ideology, our national common ideology. We are not supporting anything that goes against capitalism or whatever, and for that, whatever content media in United States showed was based on this ideology, which may be termed as, or which may be called anti-communism. Okay? Similarly, each country may have this sort of ideology. In Pakistan as well, Pakistan is also entangled in these ideological problems. Sometimes we would say, well, the biggest threat for the existence of Pakistan is India. Many times, even if there are Baloch insurgents in Balochistan, we know our province Balochistan is having many problems right now. Even if they are internal problems, many times there are media channels, they would say, oh well, India is responsible for that, oh well, RAW is responsible for that, oh well, for the foreign hand is involved in this menace or in this problem. The purpose is we are kind of overlooking, or they do not want to show what are internal problems. This is a way to overlook or to ignore problems that exist internally. And of course, for that, media receives or may receive uh, instructions and directions from the defense institutions related to defense. In America, of course, it may come, the advices may come from Pentagon, and Pakistan, the advices may come from ISPR. And many times even, I mean, America, okay, America is behind this problem. Pakistanis are especially known for putting blames on others. Okay, this problem has happened, yeah, Americans are behind it. They cannot see Pakistan prosper, or they want to weaken Pakistan, or I mean that kind of ideology. So this is by anti-communism, Herman and Chomsky meant that there is always a prevailing ideology that works as a filter. I would repeat what I have just said, that by anti-communism, what Herman and Chomsky meant, they wanted to say that there is always a prevailing ideology that works as a deterring factor. Here is one, and here is an interesting thing. I think somewhere around 2000, Herman and Chomsky revised their model. You see, the model earlier came in 1988. Somewhere in 2000, they revised this model, and they said that now this filter of anti-communism has been replaced by Islam. You remember, especially after war against terrorism, especially after what happened during 9/11, they started, America got engaged in wars in Afghanistan and later in Iraq. So Herman and Chomsky said that now this anti-communism ideology has been replaced by anti-Islam. Like there was this kind of in war against Islam, they were doing these encroachments, political encroachments, geographical encroachments, and all that. But after the era of President Trump, I would say America is again back to their fear of Russia. I mean, you may have observed that during President Trump's era, there were these debates in media. Well, elections were hacked by Russians, elections were rigged by Russians. Oh, Russians have done this, Russians have done that. So yes, now they are kind of back to this Russian fear. What Herman and Chomsky wanted to say here is that there is always this fear of ideology, or fear of an outsider, a fear of outside power that exists there to threaten the system, or to what should I say, that exists there to dismantle the system. So with this, I have finished the models, the property. This was my last slide. I'll stop here to take your questions. This propaganda model is actually pretty interesting. It's very interesting. Any questions? Okay, I assume you do not have any question. Students, I have, sure, Laiba, go ahead.
It's about the first filter flag. I wanted to ask, does this also work on social media?
It
Because
does. On social media, in what sense?
many like news or journals or many articles get a lot of criticism over there. So
Yes,
does
yes.
this also counts in flag?
It does. See, if information is coming from institution, yes, it counts as flag. But here is one more thing, Laiba. If you want to post anything on social media, and you have this idea that you will receive a lot of negative feedback, won't that be a discouraging factor for you?
Yes.
Okay. Similarly, I would be very careful. I mean, as a person, if I want to post a tweet on Twitter or Facebook, if I want to write a post, I would be very careful not to write about issues related to blasphemy. You see, I would be very careful regarding issues related to, I mean, if I want to write anything against Pakistan Army or any establishment, because I know that such post will not be well received. There will be a lot of people who would be who would be uh, I mean, who would be arguing against me. And it happened to me personally once. I was in United States and I posted something which was in favor of Malala Yousafzai. So she's a Pakistani education activist. So I posted something which was in favor of her. Like, I like her for her struggles. She has used her status very well. I mean, she got fame. Yes, she became a celebrity after the shooting incident, but now she is using her position very well to advocate a really good cause. So I wrote a post, I wrote something related to that. And I mean, even some people in my family member, they don't like her. They say, well, she became famous out of nowhere just because she was someone tried to shoot her dead. And there were many people who started writing against me, and some people even had a very harsh tone. So I that made me go to my Facebook account and delete that post, because I started receiving very negative comments on what I wrote. See, that is flag, because sometimes negative responses, they discourage us. We and we find it hard to defend ourselves. That
Yes,
requires, that requires great courage and really
yes.
really
And
bold stance.
institution, besides on the institution level, we also feel quite discouraged to talk about such cliche topics or
Yes.
taboos. And this recent this incident happened of Cannoli Cafe. The owners are getting very badly criticized by people. So I wanted to ask if that was flag.
Tell me about the issue again.
Ma'am, those were, it's a cafe in Islamabad, and those two owners were making fun of their manager who was working there for 9 years, and they were mocking him for not speaking well English, and they were like badly bashed for mistreating their manager like that.
I'm sorry, I haven't. I mean, I have missed that event. I do not think if I am in a really good position to talk about it. We will be back to face teaching from next week. I suggest that you discuss this at length with me when you come to the class, and I'll also go over this. Only then I think I can answer you this question better. But without having proper knowledge, I don't feel if I am in a good position to really talk about this. Acha, with this, I have one more announcement, Bete. Remember, it is mentioned in your course outline that we will do face-to-face presentations. Like you're already done with your recorded presentation. So now there
Yes,
was
ma'am.
face-to-face presentation. But when we are back to campus, we will have only 3 weeks to go. And within 3 weeks, again, students will be switching. So it would be very difficult for me to, I mean, it will take a lot of time. So that plan was for blended teaching. Now situation changed when we had to switch to fully online teaching. Because of that, I am not doing that assessment. I will only give you a final exam. Now for this semester, you will only have a final exam towards the end of the semester, and its weightage will be 50%. ठीक है, final exam होगा आपका सिर्फ. All right, any question? Okay, now I have
Okay,
5 minutes.
ma'am.
I have 5 minutes left. I wanted to show you a small video. If you don't have any question, that's okay. I'll go ahead and show you that video. I have already uploaded that video on Moodle. ठीक है, I have already uploaded notes related to this lecture on Moodle, and I already I am recording this session very soon. I'm going to upload it to on Moodle. ठीक है. Now let me share screen with you, and someone has to tell me if the video plays well. Can you
Ma'am,
see?
it plays well. I have watched it.
Will you be able to hear the sound as well?
Yes,
The,
ma'am.
okay, the video is already uploaded on Moodle, by the way, this video too. And this is Al Jazeera's video on 5 filters of media. And as soon as the video ends, I'll finish the session, because I would have run out of time by that. Okay? If you have any question related to the model, please send me an email. I'm going to play the video now. Can you hear sound? I paused the video. Could you hear the video? Could you hear the sound?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Then I'm assuming maybe you cannot hear. Okay, and never mind. The video is uploaded on Moodle already. After I finish this session, I will send an email to tell you where the video is. You can see it yourself. Or maybe I can show you this again when you come back to face-to-face teaching from next week. Okay? We can do either way. So I'm not, I mean, if you cannot hear it, then there is no point of playing the video. I'm going to stop sharing the screen, and I have already made the announcement related to exam. No more exam, just final exam, and its weightage will be worth 50%. Last thing, bete, now for this week, this model is related to organizational models because it tells us how organizations affect the communication process. On Thursday, for our class on Thursday, I will not hold virtual session just like this. I will upload a very brief recorded lecture on Moodle that will be related to media gatekeeping process. If you remember, we discussed the term media gatekeeping in the beginning of the semester, which means how information is controlled by journalists. That model too is related to organizational structures of model. So for our class on Thursday, I will upload another very brief recorded lecture, and then I will see you inshallah next Tuesday on campus. Okay? Any question?
Okay, ma'am.
Any question, concerns, comments, feedback, anything? Okay. Please do read propaganda model in I mean closely in notes that I have already uploaded on Moodle, and before you come to campus, make sure you have watched all recorded lectures so that whatever questions you may have, you can ask them. Okay, I'm going to end this session now. I'll see you next Tuesday, inshallah, on campus. Okay, thank you and goodbye.
Hafiz, ma'am.